Do you need a lawyer to incorporate your business? Absolutely not. And I regularly tell clients, you don't need a lawyer to do this. You don't need to use some service like LegalZoom or any of these other services to set up an LLC or a corporation. You can do it on your own. Now, there are a couple considerations, and often these considerations can be discussed with a CPA, and you can save a lot of money by using a local CPA. The first question is, are you going to save more money, or are you going to be better situated to have an LLC or an S corporation? And if you're just going to own this business on your own and it's a simple business, usually you can just work with your CPA to figure out whether an LLC or an S corporation is better for you. And then either the CPA will register the business for you, or you can get free forms online. Usually the government office that handles business registrations has templates available. I know Minnesota has that. And for most business types, you can use the template for the articles. For example, if you want to register a corporation at all, you would use the Articles of Incorporation template provided by the Minnesota Secretary of State. Now, why did I say you should work with a CPA? Because if you don't elect to have that corporation taxed as an S Corp, it will be by default taxed as a C Corp or a C Corporation. That's not good usually, because that results in double taxation. And if you register an LLC, by default, it is taxed as a sole proprietor if you're the sole owner of the LLC. So working with a CPA is a great option. Now, when would you want to use an attorney? If you have multiple owners, pretty important. If it's a complex business, pretty important. If it's going to be a business that grows in size or have significant revenue, I'd say spend the money now to make sure everything is done right. But for example, if you're opening a little Etsy business and you're hoping to make $5,000 to $10,000 a year, I wouldn't spend the money on a lawyer or some other online service to form your entity. I go to the Minnesota Secretary of State, file your own articles of organization for a new LLC, work with a CPA to make sure you're taking the proper tax deductions and exemptions, and save the money on the legal fees. And I have recommended that my clients actually do that rather than working with me. In fact, sometimes I'll tell them in a 5-minute call, hey, look, in your scenario, you're not going to need an S Corp or benefit from the tax savings there. You're going to need an LLC. It's a single owner LLC. You don't need me to put that together. You can just go file that with the Secretary of State's office on your own. In fact, the Minnesota Secretary of State has a little Q&A wizard where you just answer different questions and then pay your filing fee, and it gives you a printout of your articles of organization. That is a great option for small businesses that really don't have the money to put into a lawyer. You can always do this later. You can always bring a lawyer on later to fine-tune some of what you're doing or look it over and make sure that as you grow, you have things in proper legal order. All right. If you haven't already, subscribe at aaronhall.com/free. You are welcome to check out our channel where we have all sorts of other questions from business owners and the answers provided to you. I do these videos as a public service, as a way to use my knowledge as a licensed attorney to help business owners avoid problems, spot issues to discuss with their attorneys, and improve the likelihood that you will have a successful company and successful life. It was great being here with you today.